invite the Alan Lim from the Selwyn Waihora Zone Committee. Welcome.
Morning, Mayor and morning, councillors. Thank you for the opportunity to come and present the annual report. And thank you for taking an interest in our work. Now, I just want to say that I'm very, very proud to be involved with this whole collaborative process, and I think we've actually kind of achieved a lot over the last few years. I mean, the report itself looks pretty short, but there's actually a lot of work that's gone behind it. What I'll do is I'll just take it as read as well, but I'll just highlight just a few points. In the last 5 years, we've committed $500,000 to enhance the natural environment, with about further $250,000 from the farmers and other parties. In 2011, Whakahora Te Waihora was set up to investigate practical options to come up with a work program to clean up the lake. And also, Stage 1 of the Central Plains Water Irrigation Scheme was completed in August 2015. And that has resulted in about 15,000 hectares being converted from groundwater to surface water irrigation to enable aquifer recharge. One of the key achievements too that's just happened at the start of this year is the Plan Change 1 to the Land and Water Regional Plan. What that basically does, it has imposed really tough new rules, or tough rules on nutrient leaching limits on farmers to manage the water quality and quantity, and we believe those nutrient leaching limits will drive efficiency. About 300 properties have developed farm environment plans. So another key feature of the water plan is the cultural landscape values management area, which recognises the significance of Te Waihora, Lake Ellesmere, to Ngā Tahu in terms of Mahinga Kai, Wahitapu and Wahitonga. I believe we've laid a fairly solid foundation for improving water qualities in the zone, but I guess due to legacy effects, we can expect things to probably get worse before they get better. That's essentially the summary. So,
thank you.
Any questions?
Pauline.
Yeah, and I hope it's thank you for coming in. I hope it's not too curly a one, but I see that on page 125 in the third bullet point down in the top left. As part of the plan change, all farmers will be required to be operating at good management practice by 2017 and reduce nitrogen losses by 2022. So I assume you would have had a report on that. And
yes, there's actually an industry-agreed good management practice which all farmers have to operate at by that time. There's also a baseline which they have to operate to. So the baseline is calculated from their nutrient losses that occurred between 2009 and 2013.
Yeah.
So they can't exceed the baseline, and they have to operate a good management practice as agreed by industry.
so your committee didn't feel that they could request that time frame be shortened at all?
I think it's probably a bit unrealistic to have it shortened. So, but beyond that, they have to operate at better than good management practice. So, for example, the dairy sector has to achieve another 30% reduction in their leaching limit. So, it will happen.
I think people are quite concerned about that because of the article in the paper this week. I think it was about flushing the nitrogen out of the groundwater around Ashburton. It was actually admitting that the nitrogen is in there, and so we certainly don't want to be...
Yes, it is in there. Yes.
And that's a big concern because you can never really get it out.
It takes a lot of time for it to come out, yes. And that's the reason we have the Central Plains water. I mean, although it's controversial, it is actually kind of needed to recharge aquifer.
Yes.
And the idea of that is that some of that water will flow through to the lowland streams, so you get better flow in the lowland streams, and that would help with the biodiversity and and the health of the lowland streams.
Yeah, I guess that was just the thrust of my question was that if there was any chance that your committee would have any way to recommend a shortening of that time frame, that I do hope that you'd be exploring it.
Yes, I think that by having the leaching limits as low as it is, it's 15 kgs per hectare per year, it's the maximum they are allowed to leach, or they can go up to that, or if they're above that, they have to reduce by a certain percentage to come down to that. So that's about all we can actually ask without kind of bankrupting too many farmers.
So that's a financial reason?
There is actually a reason as well, yes.
It would cost them too much. It would cost them financially to reduce their leaching.
Absolutely. So, you know,
that's interesting.
There's always a cost associated with efficiency improvements and so on. I guess it's no different to kind of asking, say, you know, Christchurch residents to stop using their log fires and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
People get cold.
So is there any way that your committee actually had access to any of those financial costs that farmers might incur if they looked at reducing their nitrogen leaching?
Yeah, so a lot of that was actually probably done before my time, but there was actually...
This is actually not... I don't think this is...
I wasn't asking for the figures, I was just asking if you had access to them.
I don't have the actual numbers.
Businesses removing their copper roofs or their in the city, you know, like, I think...
So if you want a report, I can give you a link to report. It was all part of Plan Change 1 and the hearings since Plan Change 1.
That would be good,
yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, so all that information's out there.
great. Look, thank you very much, and again, it's been great to have this report, and if you're comfortable, I'd like to make this an annual reporting directly to the council, but with the regular reporting through
Yeah, we'll be happy to do that. And I guess I'll make a request also too that I guess I hear that Christchurch City Council is going to be part of the co-governance of the lake.
Well, we haven't made a decision on that yet, and we were invited to participate as an observer in order to establish whether it would be appropriate for us to be invited to join. That invitation has now come, but it may well be that an observer status is actually the better status because of the long established partnership that's developed. But we want to kind of be involved, but not as you know, we don't want to disrupt what is working. So that's a conversation that we're trying to have at the moment.
I guess in the last few years, you know, I've seen unprecedented collaboration between various sectors.
Yeah.
But not from just the farming community and so on, the prime industry. But I'd quite like to see a little bit more between the councils as well. You know, I guess Lake Ellesmere to me, when I was a resident of Christchurch, yeah, we always kind of head out to the Selwyn district, you know, for the outdoor recreation. So whether it be the lakes, high country lakes, or Lake Ellesmere, it's just right at the doorstep of Christchurch. So I encourage Christchurch to participate.
Yeah, we want to participate. The question is the level. So at the moment, Pauline is representing us at the Te Waihora co-governance meetings, and that will continue regardless of the decision that's ultimately made.
Fantastic.
Great. Thank you very much. So I'm not going to go back over the resolution. I'd expected these reports to simply come to be received as information. So I'm going to propose that the council refer the recommendation back to the Infrastructure, Transport and Environment Committee and delegate to that committee the authority to make a decision on behalf of the council on this matter. Because the intention of bringing people here for this presentation was not to have a debate about
that's
a resolution.
Fine. Obviously, any councillor can attend that and contribute.
So will you second that motion?
I will.
I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much. So we'll now move on